Oh my gosh, this is amazing, and I just want to say you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts. Max Caster, your future AEW champion. Fucking man. Yeah.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, brought to you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage, smackdown. Hold the title, this is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another show, Wrestling with Savage, episode 116, NXT. Make sure you visit wrestlingwithsavage.com to find out everything there is to know about Wrestling with Savage. Find out about Savage, find out about Jay, Dave, Gilch. Check out all our episodes, and of course, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, all that good stuff. You can also find us on Spotify. You can find us on Discord. You can find us. We're out there, man. And we're live right now. We got to fix this shit, but that's okay. Jay, what's going on, man? What did you think of Halloween Havoc?
Oh, welcome to the greatest show right now, NXT, Wrestling with Savage on Tuesday. Why are we the best? We cover NXT live. You know why we do? Why we number one? Because nobody else covers it. That's why we're the fucking best. That's why you watching us, baby. Now, let's go. What did I like about NXT? Oh, I like how they started off. We needed to start off with a tag title match, don't you think?
Well, that's not what I fucking asked you. And if you listened, you would have heard I asked you, what did you think of Halloween Havoc?
Halloween Havoc?
Yes.
You really want to talk about Halloween
Well,
Havoc?
we got to cover it a little bit.
2-hour conversation.
Well, all right, let's just
cover it.
Let's just show everybody some pictures of what happened in Halloween Havoc. We have Mandy Rose here again, ready for her match against, you know, Alba Fire. She's hyping it up. You
One
got
of the
JD
worst
McDonough.
matches I ever saw on TV and pay-per-view in history.
You got JD McDonough. He's going to go up against Braun Breaker. Dragunov. Braun Breaker's going to retain. Look strong in the end. I was kind of surprised with that one, Jay. I didn't think Braun Breaker was going to retain.
I wasn't. I told you, a sloppy match. As always, triple threat matches never go according to plan.
Well, as you know, I didn't get to see this pay-per-view live because Saturday I was somewhere else, but I was watching the pre-show, so I want to give a shout-out to Dave LaGreca, who was on the pre-show of this. That's the only thing I did catch live, and I did it just to see what was going on, to show him some support. And I did you catch the pre-show?
No, I did not catch the pre-show.
No, okay. I was hoping you would, so you could tell me what you thought about Dave LaGreca and if he did a good job or not. I thought he did pretty good. He was a little nervous.
What?
He was a little nervous like the first minute, but then after that, he gelled right in with Sam. And
Listen,
Mackenzie.
It's new opportunities, but I'm going to just say this, you know, and I'm going to just take this from one of the very best, very dark and powerful Deb Housing, which always says that he was a WWE guy. And if you don't know who that is, that's from the Nation's Corner. We had Mongoria Mike yesterday. Shout out to Mongoria Mike and Nation's Corner. She said it best. It's WWE guy. He's a WWE guy. Always been, always has. I never even saw him as an AEW type. You're going to get nervous in your first time around, so it's well expected, and, you know, I expect great things. I mean, come on, let's face it, the guy founded 2009, one of the best podcasts in the world, right?
Yeah, that's 13 years ago.
Give him some time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give him some time, but I think he'll fit it right into the role. I think he's perfect. He's a WWE guy, 100%.
Once you're in, you're in, and I think he's in.
Well, he was always in. So
no, but I mean, like he's going to be, he's going to get invited.
He's
He's going to get invited back to do many more shows, many more, hopefully many more NXT panels, and then eventually maybe something for a pay-per-view. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him on a WrestleMania panel one day. You know, I don't know if it's going to be this year. No. Dude, that's why I said one day. I never said anything about today, tomorrow, next week, next year, 5 years, 10 years.
Listen, I'd rather have him as commentary after the crap that I heard from Booker T tonight.
Yeah.
But David Guetta and a commentator, I'd rather have him.
Yeah, no,
I'm not saying it's a shot, but
no.
damn,
Well,
tonight is horrible.
Tonight, Vic Joseph carried the whole fucking show tonight. Let's be honest. He was awesome on commentary. He's really awesome.
Be honest.
I would have rather seen him on Monday Night Raw.
Halloween Havoc was probably one of the worst commentary in pay-per-view. I can't even believe it was a success.
How bad was that spot that Von Wagner did to Wesley when he threw him out of the ring? Did that look like it hurt?
Why are you surprised? You saw it before, didn't you?
Of course. No, I know. But I didn't see that bump. I didn't see that bump.
Same guy.
Yeah, but was it the same bump?
Just a different angle.
Okay.
Different angle, yeah, same bump.
You saw it live. I just wanted to ask, Jesus Christ, what did you think about Wesley being the new North American champion?
Well, that was the winner for me because you can't just build somebody up, MSK, his partner, doing these horrible allegations, and all of a sudden you make him into a single run and this just started going off slow and nobody was really feeling it because, let's face it, the guy had no personality. I can name a couple wrestlers right now that have no personality. I'm sure we'll cover them tomorrow night. So with that being said, he just kind of grew on us. The video vignettes that you call it, that WWE is a machine bound, they put all the money in it, and guess what? It worked. It worked. It's sentimental. I feel sorry for the character. I'm like, damn, I really wanted to beat Miller. I really wanted to get the belt, but every time it gets closer, it gets put down. Didn't we see the story with Daniel Bryan before the WrestleMania 3 and all that? Yes, we did. We've seen this before. So, of course, it's going to work with a guy like Wesley. And I just like the fact that he's just doing his thing, keeping his head up. He beat Von Wagner, let's face it, straight up one-on-one. And he deserved it out of all the guys, even though truly I want Von Wagner. But, you know, with what I seen Saturday, I saw a little sloppiness throughout the match, even some ladder spots.
With that being said, let me let you get it out of your system now, because we don't really see a lot of them tonight, and hopefully you don't have to get into them again later tonight. What did you think about the match between Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade? Were you happy with the results? Were you surprised? Were you shocked? Or I think you actually thought that was going to happen anyway. I'm pretty sure you called Roxanne to win on that one, right?
This was match of the night,
okay,
without a doubt. Number 2 will be the triple threat of the main event. But I'm sorry, this match stole it everything because it had everything, and it had a great story build-up. And that's... you know, what we touched about. It has to have a good story in order to get people involved. You and I have been covering this for the past weeks, probably for months, about these two going back and forth. You're saying this person's better, and I'm saying, no, this person's better, even though they're both better. And going back and forth on this. And it delivered. It delivered from the beginning. Roxanne coming out with the skateboard. Jade coming out with her heelish, and by far, it's just been amazing, her run right now. Let's face it. Perez comes out with the skateboard right into attack mode. I like it. Jump start from the match. Boom. It's a weapons wild match. Of course you're going to start hitting with weapons. And they both sold really great. And Roxanne sold great. The storyline, what I like at the end, they're like, you were my best friend. Boom. Pop rocks on the chairs. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Right there, they're just telling you a whole story right there. Even Cora Jade had a line before that. Like, you were never my best friend, she said. So right now, they're just telling you about these best friends that came up from the indies. They finally made it to NXT. And all of a sudden, boom, she realized this girl's holding her back. Boom. This is a perfect story that you and I have seen in the men's. Let's face it, we've seen it in men's in the past, and we've seen it. Have we not seen this with Hogan and Savage? Yes, we have seen the mega powers being all started, and then all of a sudden, a whole girl gets in between, and then it starts to break up. So this does work.
This has nothing to do with the mega power.
And this was great. Hold on.
No.
Before you start trying,
if you want to compare it, hold on. If you want to compare it, hold on. Let me say one thing. If you want to compare this to an old segment, old storyline, it is 100% Rockers. Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, tag team champions, and then the superstar split.
Hogan
It's not even close to Hogan and Savage.
They're legends right now. They're big, but look, on the real, all jokes aside, this was match of the night. Let's face it. That spot when they were up top on the balcony and they fell through the table, I really thought.
Yeah, I saw that. The pop rocks looked good too on the chairs.
Oh, but let's face it. I really thought Roxanne was gonna do a super kick, a push to Cora Jade on the table. We all knew she was gonna go, but this is telling you once again evidence that there's a story here. So instead of saying no, please don't, she grabbed and sacrificed herself because that was her best friend. This whole match had a whole story. It's a 5-star, and guess what? it doesn't have to be perfect Savage. You know why? Because it's a weapons wild match. I'm not expecting great bumps. I'm not expecting it to be smooth. I'm expecting it to be on the outside. Hell, I'm expecting a table spot. So, yeah.
Well, you definitely got a table spot. You got a weapon spot. You got a chair spot. You got a clean finish. And you also had Mandy Rose defending her NXT championship. And just like we all predicted,
I don't like.
Mandy Rose is your WWE champion.
Let's face it.
NXT
I don't know
WWE Women's Champion.
I don't know what this was. Because this started off as a comedy show. No.
It was a filler. Bullshit.
It started off as a movie. I'm watching a whole movie with Toxic Attraction coming out and looking for Alba Fire and this cinematic kind of video scene. Come on, what was that? I thought this was going to be a straight-up match, as they've been basically telling us for the past 6 weeks. It's going to be one-on-one. Instead, they do the cinematic.
It was a gimmick. It was a gimmick Halloween match.
And what got me was that Alba Fire really hit her finisher, and she really had the 1, 2, 3 when there was no ref. And I was like, really? They're going to really do that on her? Like, this girl's trash. I can't.
It's all right. At the end of the day, listen, she lost. It's over. Mandy Rose is still your champion.
I don't think it's over.
Maybe it's not over, but it's over. It's over for tonight. Next up, we're going to see a little picture here. We got Shotzi wearing her nice Beetlejuice outfit, tribute to Beetlejuice. And Lash Legend's in the ring. Quincy Elliott's co-hosting. Lash Legend just straight up disrespecting. That's why she got her ass kicked later tonight, which we'll get into. Chucky made his debut on NXT. You know, I think he was on WCW once or twice, but Chucky's back on NXT yet again. The ambulance match looked like it was okay. That's one that I'll probably want to watch again. It looked okay, but I don't know because I didn't see it from beginning to end, so I can't rate it. But Julius Creed got the job done, sent Damon Camp packing. Diamond Mine is still in the game. Unfortunately, Grayson Waller lost his casket match to Apollo Crews. Shit show?
Nah, that what is in the shit show. It's like the casket match put people through the casket.
How long did they go?
They said you had to open the leg. It was like a good 15-20.
15-20, okay.
But I wasn't a fan.
Who went over strong, though? Apollo Crews probably was getting more moves in, right?
Yeah, but they were cheering for Waller.
Could you see them calling spots, or they were just going?
Nah, they were just going, but I just didn't like it because he pushed him through the casket. So it's like game over, and then all of a sudden this guy comes out with these Undertaker goons with another casket. I didn't like it. I thought it was all like, mystical. Why does it have to be fucking mystical? Like,
well, it's
okay,
Halloween.
bro.
You know, they're just trying to be cliche.
Too much.
More screenshots of Quincy Elliott right there.
Horrible.
Braun Breaker ends up retaining. He's still your NXT champion right here. Unfortunately, we'll see where this is going to go. We're going to get more into that later tonight. Braun's not going to be on the show tonight, but he will be on NXT next week. Now we're going to get right into the first match of the night between Nikita Lyons, Zoe Starks, and they're taking on NXT Women's Champions, Tag Team Women's Champions, Kaden Carter, Katana Chance. The match was whatever. I liked the false finish of the match, to be honest. I thought that part was good. Then they restart the match. But once they did that, you knew they were gonna, retain their titles. What did you think of the match? I'm gonna go straight to you. What were your thoughts on the match? What would you rate it?
Well, I could see why Zoe Starks trains all the WWE women in the Performance Center. She is definitely it. She's a top-tier wrestler. She has a lot of strength, athleticism, speed. She showed everything tonight. That explosive suplex she did on Chance looked great. I also like Chance at certain points, too. I also like that Spanish fly that she did on Stars. That was
beautiful. That was beautiful.
It was a really great spot.
No, so, Kaden and Carter look crisp as a tag team. You can see they have what it takes.
A lot of women, have what it takes, but Nikita Lyons looks very green to me, especially in this match. Her footwork looks a little off. Her kicks weren't really landing. I thought in the beginning she was really well. It was like a roller coaster. Like, she just went here in the beginning for me, and then slightly when I saw some moves, it just kind of started going down for me. I didn't like the fin. I didn't like how the ref had to come and stop it, and I was really shocked. I thought we needed a shock, especially when you're live. And this would have been the perfect title change, and I wouldn't mind it. But then they restart the match. You know, net breaker 450, 1, 2, 3. What do I say to this match? I'm gonna say a 3, and I'm only gonna say that because Zoe Starks really carried this match. Definitely more than Lakia Lyons. And even that roll-up that she did to even get the 1, 2, 3 looked so smooth, man. It was so fast. I was like, holy shit. And it just looked crisp. And I think she's great. I just wish she had a little personality in her. But I'm a little disappointed in Lakia Lyons, man. And she's kind of falling. The stock for me on her is slightly going down and down every time I see her wrestle.
Not a bad take at all. I was actually impressed with the match too, and you hit it on the head saying Zoe Starks was, doing most of the work, because I barely saw Nikita Lyons even on the ring apron. I didn't even know where the fuck she was half the time. I'm seeing these other two girls tagging in and out. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Where's Nikita? What is she doing? So I was kind of surprised when they won, but then I saw what was going on the side. I'm like, oh, they're going to restart this shit, which they rarely ever do. That's like a rare move. This like never happens. How many times have we seen wrestlers get screwed on TV, and now all of a sudden tonight, the ref is going to restart the match because he happened to catch there was no tag made. Interesting. But, these kind of storylines only make sense if you follow through on the consistency of the rule. Like if you're going to have like an instant replay kind of rule or something, which I wouldn't mind. That would add a new aspect to the show. I mean, they love to fucking show replays anyway. So maybe they should have like some kind of like referee review. Like, maybe it's a big match on Raw, Critical or something, and the guy's like, I kicked out, I kicked out. Go watch the replay. I kicked out. Ref goes, watches it in slow-mo, the audience watches it, and then maybe you have some drama. Oh shit, he did kick out. This match is gonna continue. That would be cool. That's something we've never even seen before. I don't know why they don't implement more kind of like sporting kind of ideas to give it more of like a real feeling, like make the refs have real authority, real power. And obviously it's all, premeditated, but the illusion of it, like, make it look like the refs are really running the show out there, and, you don't fuck with the refs. Just like in the NBA, you're not fucking with a ref because it toss your ass out the game. I don't know. Overall, my question to you is this. Are Starks and Nikita Lyons going to stay together? Or are we going to see a feud and a one-on-one between them and they're going to split up? Or do you see them staying together and actually becoming champs?
Actually, I just want to see them become champs, to be honest. I know Chance and Carter deserve the belts, but let's face it. For them to carry it even for a stretch of 3 to 6 months, I just can't. I don't think I could bear with it. They really don't got a personality. Their theme music is basically based off of what they really love, which is house and, trance music, which you and I used to grow up to. So that's their whole demeanor. But besides that, what they got them going, and besides shaking their ass and doing splits, let's face it, what do they really have to say on the mic? Not a goddamn thing. So I would really love a title change more than the opposite of
my question to you is, if you think of them like that, do you bring them up to the main roster, or do you just let them stay in NXT and then cut them loose? What do you do with them?
Just because I give a shit take doesn't mean I'm shitting on them. Okay. They deserve to be in the main roster. I would put them up.
I think we need more tag teams, more women's tag teams.
Exactly,
in the main roster.
And I would put them up in a matter of now to 3 months. I would make them go up. To be honest with you, actually, you know what? As a matter of fact, I will even put them in the Royal Rumble, just as surprise entries, and have them stay there on SmackDown and actually build some sort of women tag team. So
they need to build a women's tag team division if you're going to have women tag team titles.
Especially, and you're going to have 2 top stars in Sasha Banks and Naomi coming back. You're going to need challengers, and they're going to need people to go over, and you're going to need new faces. And they definitely deserve to go up the main roster. But, this is just my whole take. They just need to come up with a little more personality to just trance music and dance, and we're best friends for long periods of time. I need to see a little more.
Yeah, but Nikita Lyons, like you said, she definitely needs more work. You can see her right here in this picture. She's completely missing that roundhouse kick. Doesn't even connect with the head at all. She looks more green now than she did 6 months ago, which makes no fucking sense. So something's going on. She's not either putting in the same work, the same effort. I don't know what it is. Something is missing. But at the end of the day, she still has star appeal and star power. She has the look. So if she can snap out of whatever funk that she's in right now, she has a future in this company, and I agree with you. I think they should make them champs and let them get more experience.
She got the Raquel Rodriguez bug.
Maybe. We'll see. That split still looked okay, but it's cheesy. But Zoe Starks is absolutely money in the ring. You can see she can hang with anybody in the ring, probably. She has a good look, good build. She looks like she's someone that could go up against a Rhea Ripley or a Bianca Belair and put up a believable fight. She's very in shape, has a great body. She looks very muscular. She looks like she can kick someone's ass. Again, I'm going to say it. Vic Joseph is fantastic on NXT. In my opinion, you pay the man, you get him to do Raw and NXT. You leave him where he is on NXT. He goes to Florida, he goes to Raw. Goes to Florida, goes to Raw. Pay the man. He would fucking do the job. He's better than what's happening right now. Kevin Patrick is fucking terrible. Vic Joseph and Corey Graves could be the right ingredient. I really do think so. I like Vic Joseph a lot, man.
And Booker T, get your ass back in the pre-show.
Booker T, get your ass back to reality of wrestling in Texas and start training more fucking wrestlers, because honestly, the commentary, I don't mind seeing you on the panels once in a while. But I cannot hear you week after week. It's like you're just getting paid to be there. I do not like, no matter how cool you sound, it's still, I can hear in your voice that you don't really give a shit about being.
She right there. She gotta make a tag, man.
Yeah.
There she is. There she goes to make it.
I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, man. And I love Booker T. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world, but I can't stand the commentary right now. I just can't. Oh my God! Now we're gonna get a promo from Dragunov. He's like, that was my opportunity to fill a void in my soul. JD stole my chance, and in NXT UK he was a cancer. And tonight I will remove him. No one is safe, and until JD is removed, no one is safe. I will eliminate him once and for all. And then we're told about the match between both of them coming up later tonight. It will be your main event. And once I heard that, I was like, that's a main event, man. And wow, did we get a fucking main event tonight, man? Which we're going to get into as soon as we're back right here on Wrestling with Savage.
Barbells and body slams, I have a unique approach to not only help you become inspired from some of your favorite memories and characters in the past and present in professional wrestling, but to actually help you take action and become the best version of yourself. I'll take you behind the scenes with personal interviews with some of your favorite wrestlers to help you learn how they overcome their own obstacles and stay motivated. I can't wait to share with you some fun and exciting stuff. Barbells and body slams will help you, I believe, climb to the top rope of your fitness success.
Shane Hurricane Helms, and you're watching Barbell and Body Slams. And if not, what's up with that?
Little inspiration like that where there's hope, and there always is. There's always, we have to always worry about mental health. Life is hard, but I always say life is just like wrestling. You're going to get knocked down, but you have to get up, just like you.
The thing is, we're going to take fitness training and take it to a whole other level. So if you're stuck in a rut, or if you want to be motivated and get in shape like John Cena with a swagger of The Rock. This is Barbells and Body Slams.
All right, we're back. Make sure you're following Barbells and Body Slams on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can check them out. They have some very cool videos. He's done some really good interviews with some wrestlers. The Tommy Dreamer one is the one that I've really watched all of it, and I was blown away by that interview. And good news is tomorrow, Tom is going to be on the show. He's going to help us cover AEW, all right? And he's also going to, talk some fitness about what he loves, his passion. His passion is wrestling and fitness and finding ways to bring them together to the fans, because fitness is actually very important. You don't believe me?
I'm looking forward to it.
If you're watching NXT and you're watching AEW, you're watching people that are in shape. for the most part. I mean, there are a couple of people that are obviously not in the best shape. I'm sure we can name them, right?
I need to get in the best. shape. I'm looking
Quincy Elliott is at the top of the list for me, who's like out of shape, on another level, kind of out of shape.
First of all, Goldust kids should be left at home, supervised, should not be allowed to come outside, especially in the middle of the ring in NXT, all right?
Oh, man. All right, let's get back to the promo. And Tom, shout out to you. We'll see you tomorrow night right here on Wrestling with Savage. What did you think of the Dragunov promo?
I didn't really think much. It's the same thing I always hear, so I didn't really read too much into it.
He still delivers it with passion every single time. Are you hyped about the main event, though, at this point while you're watching?
I was.
Okay, yeah, I definitely was. You have to be. If you're a wrestling fan, you got to be hyped about this main event tonight. Next, we're going to see a segment with Wesley. He's walking with his new North American Championship as we go to yet another break. Back from break, Wesley's now in the ring. And the You Deserve It chants start, you know? And he says, hey, guys, you guys are going to get me emotional. There's a whole bunch of shit going on. Grayson Waller ends up coming out. He says, all you did is climb a ladder. He's like, I did that at Home Depot the other day, and I didn't get anything for it. So, like, congratulations. Also, we got a tease. I just want to cover this. During the break, or before the break, they had the tease for, I believe... what's this fucking guy's name that's coming back, man? The guy from that group with a mask. What's his name, man?
With the mask?
Yeah, man. He was with Marseille, and he had his own faction on WWE. What was it called? The bad one. They would come up with the masks, and they, you know.
You mean Dominic?
Yeah.
Jaguars?
Yeah, that guy. This is for him, you know. Did you see that little package with the mask and the flame?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for him. That's him,
but
yeah.
I want his name back.
Yeah, he was
what
fucking
is it,
awesome,
Dominic?
though, man.
You should Google that. Be like Dominic. I know it starts with a D.
Man, what was his
Dragunov?
Something like that, man. Damn, it's been so long since we've seen him, but he was really good. All the matches he did with Keith Lee were bangers.
Well, he had other bangers, man.
No, absolutely, but like those are the ones I remember the most.
Your eyes, bro.
It's gonna bother me now that I'm not remember his fucking
Google his name. Google his fucking name.
I'm not Googling shit right now. Let's just get back into the other segment right here.
Man.
Wesley coming out. Grayson Waller's gonna come out, interrupt him. And then, of course, who's gonna come out after? R-Truth now working 2 days in a row. Hardest working man in professional wrestling. He came out on Monday Night Raw yesterday. We know he's going to show up to SmackDown now, too. This is going to be great. So, he shows up to fucking NXT, and he's dressed up like the Joker, and he thinks that it's Halloween Havoc, okay? He thinks it's Halloween Havoc. He's ready to watch Halloween Havoc. Of course, Wesley, Grayson Waller, they have to tell him that it's not Halloween Havoc, that this was 3 days ago. And, you know, Wesley was obviously a little nicer to, you know, R-Truth, showing him his title. R-Truth was like, good shit, you won the title, you're the champ. He's like, how'd you do, Grayson? Wesley had to inform him that he lost. And, you know, R-Truth was dogging on Grayson for a while, man. But Grayson Waller handled it very well, very professional. He knows how to book a match. He didn't waste this opportunity for tonight. He said that we're going to build it up a little bit. We have 1 week for me to fuck with you on Instagram, R-Truth. I'm going to have some fun with you before I beat you in front of everyone here at the Performance Center next week. They are going to have a match, R-Truth and Grayson Waller. Which, would you say this is the biggest? Is R-Truth a bigger star than Apollo Crews?
I'm going to give my analysis on this whole thing. Can I? Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it, please.
All right, cool, man. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. But my real analysis is no matter where you throw Grayson Waller in, he delivers. And this whole segment delivered. We needed a little comedy relief. I didn't mind R-Truth because I'm going to tell you right now, live, I was laughing when he came out because I was laughing from last night still. So when he came out, guess what? It worked for me as a fan. So R-Truth knows how to bring the humor. Let's face it, he's almost, 50 years old? The guy's been through it all. Former NWA champion. First African-American NWA champion in history. This guy has done it all in his career. He raps, for God's sake. He does splits, as Gilch mentioned last night.
Did you see him kick Grayson Waller in the fucking face?
and when he punched and he kicked him and he delivered, everything delivered for R-Truth tonight. Grayson Waller was the perfect heel, and you could see the hate on him is just great. There was only one thing I didn't like. I think he said something about a line. I don't know. Something with R-Truth. He was referring to like a movie reference. I don't know if you wrote that down. I don't know. It just didn't sync with me. Besides that, everything else was money, and everything was good. But it's just average. I thought Wesley was really sentimental in the beginning, which I like. You have to be. You earned this. You could see it in his face when he won at Halloween Havoc. He was like literally crying. So I like how he said, this definitely certifies my validation, which you and I, with the MSK, incident and what he'd been through. Been over a year, for God's sakes. We've been seeing videos of him and stepping up to this, position. So with that being said, I'm gonna just give it a 3 in general. Do I think R-Truth is a bigger star than Apollo Crews? Yes. I think Apollo Crews is a little bland. He's a great wrestler, has a lot of strength. We all saw at Halloween Havoc what he did to Grayson Waller, which I'm not going to say that match was a 5-star, but it was a good match. But so with that being said, I just think R-Truth is way better. He knows how to deliver on the mic. His show, he could kick.
I was only asking that to make the example that Grayson Waller, this will be the biggest match of his career, because this is going to be the biggest superstar that he's ever battled.
No, I'm still going to say AJ's number 1. This will be probably number 2.
Okay. All right.
Him and AJ were number 1.
Yeah, that's probably, yeah, okay.
That's probably the biggest match.
R-Truth has been wrestling probably a little longer than AJ Styles, I think. Just a little longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, R-Truth was in the Indies, don't forget, so I don't know. It could be kind of close, I think.
Well, I only say that because R-Truth is older. AJ is not 50.
Maybe R-Truth by a year or 2, maybe?
It's something like that. It's a few years. Yeah, because AJ did start early. But at the end of the day, Grayson Waller, in my opinion, is a staple of NXT, and soon he will be a staple of the WWE. And he's on his way, man. He's working with big stars. He's not out here working with anybody from NXT. He's working with WWE superstars. And at the end of the day, that's how you make money. And that's what this business comes down to, making money. And that's what Grayson Waller's all about, baby, making money.
And one thing I want to say, what I don't get is that when the WWE Shop website changed, they used to sell before they used to sell a shitload of NXT wrestler shirts.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
Now it's only like Braun Breaker. Breaker, that's it.
Because they don't want to lose money, man. But I think that's going to change. I think that's going to change soon, because NXT's on the way up, especially with what happened tonight. I don't think you realize how monumental tonight's episode was. Pretty crazy. Let's just say that the bloodline just extended a little bit. We'll get into that, though. What did you think about the promo that was coming up next with Anolfi and Blade?
It's average. The average promo. Hype him up the match and everything. I didn't read too much. I didn't like the 8 Mile reference. I thought it was kind of corny. But just average, hype him up.
I gotta say, Idris Anolfi though is impressive. That guy can fucking go in there. He's on another level. No offense to Malik Blade, he's definitely improved since I first started watching him, and his ring psychology, his movement in the ring, he's getting there. He really is. He's starting to impress me. But Idris Anolfi is like, just way better. It's not even fucking debatable. Quincy Elliott's gonna have a segment. Shotzi's gonna come out in the ring, and she's going to have a match with Lash Legend coming up next. But first, before that happens, here's Shotzi coming out in her tank, which everybody loves. Shotzi in her tank. She's going to come out, make her big entrance. And before we get the match, we're going to get an interview with Apollo Crews, who says he is ready to be NXT champion, basically calling out Braun Breaker. I mean, they went real quick to this one. So, wow. I guess a lot of people were right. Apollo Crews is going to be the next contender, I guess. That's what it's looking like. So is he taking the title off him? Is this the end of Braun Breaker so he can go off to the Rumble?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going with Braun Breaker.
I'm gonna go with Braun Breaker too, just because I think he's on such a run right now. You should let him carry the run until it just until it can't go anymore, and then
You need a person with character to carry that belt, man. I can't have someone that's bleeding through an eye and writing on a
If I have to pick out everybody in NXT right now, the only person I would have picked, and he's not there anymore, would have been Giovanni Vinci. But after him, I would have to go with Dragunov right now. Has to be the next guy.
I would say Tony D.
He's okay. That's not bad either. I do like Tony D. You won't get a lot of argument from me there. But now we're going to get into the match, man. I do love Tony. He would be a great NXT champion.
He is the perfect worm to hide.
But I think he needs to extend his family a little bit. He's got to do some recruiting now. He lost some members. Yeah.
You could get Electra back.
That's true. He could get Electra back. Maybe that's what's going to happen, actually. That's a good call right there. But we're going to get this match now. Man. Shotzi taking on Lash Legend. And I got to say, in this match, Lash Legend was severely disappointing. Her movement in the ring has not improved. Her presence in the ring has not improved. They didn't even show her entrance. This was like watching the burial live. That's what this looked like to me. It looked like they're just burying Lash Legend.
I don't think it was about burying. I think tonight was more about a test to see if you could last with a WWE superstar and Shanti. And Lash Legend didn't deliver. You called it. The footwork was off.
Terrible.
That knee rack submission.
She's greener than Shotzi's hair.
Right, and the only thing that we were supposed to see tonight is strength, and that was what she was kind of flexing with the body slams or whatnot. But, besides that, anybody could do a body slam. I bet you, if you teach me how to do a body slam in 1 minute, I bet you I will do it perfectly in the next minute.
Well,
so
if you're giving me the body slam, yeah, maybe, because I know how to do it.
My whole point is that anybody could do a basic move, but I need to see more, and I didn't see it. I just saw that Shanti was basically trying to basically draw a story that Lash Legend is really a tough, strong female, and she's going to do all these strong maneuvers on me. And it didn't look good. It looked sloppy. I didn't personally like it. I thought this was really kind of bad. Give credit to Shanti for even trying to make this girl get a little over, but it just didn't work, and I'm going to give it a shit show of a 1.
Yeah, I'm not even rating it. I don't care. Shotzi's awesome. I love Shotzi, but, this was just a joke of a whole segment.
I like the finish.
The finish was cool. Yeah, I do like the name of her finish. She has a nice finishing move.
Never wake up.
Never wake up. Very good, very marketable. Shotzi, though, I'm okay with her being in NXT, but her coming to NXT right now, that puts her right at the front of the line for the NXT Championship.
I hope it's just a one and done.
We'll see. We're going to have to wait and see. Yeah, I hope so too. I hope we see her on SmackDown. I hope this isn't a demotion. Hopefully this is, just a one and done. But I don't know. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing her on a regular. But I guess the real question will be, do we see her on SmackDown? If we don't see her on SmackDown, then something's wrong. I think we will too. Now we're going to get a match between Brutus and Damon Kemp. Then we find out Damon Kemp, he's not medically cleared for the match, of course. And then this is my favorite part of the night. Was watching Julius, cut a promo very well. And then watching Brutus try to cut a promo very well. The clear difference between the Creed brothers as far as promos go. Damon Kemp was his typical self, with his little video vignette about how he's hurt and not cleared. But then next, we're going to see Sangha, who's fighting the urge to listen to Veer Mahan, who's ordering him to attack the Creed brothers. So finally, now we're in the ring, and we're seeing Sangha finally in action, taking orders from Veer Mahan. And I told you, Sangha is money, man. He has the look, the presence, move set, the way he moves, just the way he looks when he stands there. And he can talk. He's a ladies' man, wears awesome suits, looks like $1 million. He is money. And now Veer Mahan isn't cutting weird vignettes on Monday Night Raw in fucking Mean Gene position. Instead, he's in the ring helping his brother take it to the next level. These guys are going to be a serious threat in the WWE. Mark my words. I don't know if you were happy with this segment. This is obviously going to lead to a fucking feud, but where do you think it's going?
So I'm going to get back to the Creed brothers. So the ambulance match, I watched it. It's a very green match, but it wasn't green on Julia's part. It was more on Damon Kemp. I don't think he's there to the next level yet. So the match didn't really do it for me. It's just a mediocre match to me, personally. In my opinion. You know,
I didn't see the match. I just saw highlights.
Julius did his thing in a certain spot, so yeah. You know, shout out to Julius. But I agree with you, man. Brutus can't cut a promo. It's the clear cut in our face. No matter what you give him, even if you give him a topic and just say, here, cut it for 30 seconds, go. I don't think he could deliver. He looked like he was stumbling, hesitating. Julius is a natural, smooth talker. Even now is a smooth talker. And she only had like 3-4 words. So with that being said, we go into this whole Sangha Veer Mahan. Now, listen, if Veer Mahan, and I know you and I and Dave and Gilch, we always shit on this guy and everything, fighting shitty good job.
I like him like this, though. Like him like this.
Listen, whether you like it or not, which I told you I didn't like it, basically he was whipping ass, and the cleans looked good that they were even showing replays of it. So if it didn't look smooth, this guy would have been already on the list and got the hell out. We probably wouldn't even see him on Impact. But if not, they brung it down in NXT. I like it because guess what? He started in NXT with Sangha. Let's not forget with manager Malcolm Bivens, a.k.a. Stokely Hackley now, whatever you want to call him. Okay, so let's not forget these guys already been tag teams. Then they split. And now they're back. Do I like it with the suits? Yes. I didn't like their ring attire when they had the custom ritual.
Yeah, no, make them serious business.
Indian attire with all the ritual.
These guys are Bollywood gangsters right now. Bollywood pimps.
If Malcolm Bivens had this gimmick with the suits, this would have delivered. But it delivered overall for me. I loved it. I love the whole thing with Veer and Sangha, so I love to see the Creed brothers, and I think the Creed brothers needs to go in this direction. And I'm sorry, I'm not looking forward to that Damon.
I think this is the Creed brothers' exit to the main roster. As far as the tag team goes, they're ready for the main roster. I'm not going to say Brutus is ready for a solo run or anything like that, but as a tag team attraction, they're ready for the main roster. Absolutely, the Raw or SmackDown would greatly benefit from having the Creed brothers.
Or maybe just Julian.
Maybe, but I don't know. I'd like to see them have a tag team run first. Let Brutus make some money, and then Julius can go over and take over the world later on. But now, Ivy's going to come out, ask Veer Mahan and Sangha, why? Why? Sangha looks a little upset, but now we're going to get a promo from Pretty Deadly. It's a good one, boy. Side plate check, boy. Side plate check. What are you rating this promo?
Just so trash, man.
Trash, right? Okay. I liked it.
So trash.
I liked it. I'm not giving it anything high. I'll give it like a 1.5 for effort, because it's short. It's nothing cool. It's a little funny.
Whatever you want to give.
I'll give it a little chuckle. I got a little chuckle out of it, all right? With a little side plate check. I got a little chuckle out of it. Right?
It could have done better.
Got a little chuckle. Now, the next promo was just fucking incredible, all right? Absolutely incredible, all right? We see Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan's poolside. Mandy Rose looks like she's driving. Then, of course, JC Jane's going to jump in on the phone call. She's from the gym. They're having a little conversation about what is the greatest women's faction in the business today, Toxic Attraction. 10 times better than Damage Control. Ever hope they could be. And that's just a fact. I mean, that's not a lie. It was a good promo. Mandy Rose looking good. Promo was legit. What'd you think of it?
Well, it was entertaining. Let's not say. I would love to see Toxic Attraction back on the main roster. I just don't like how they cut their entrance in the main roster. If you notice, it was really short, not as long as with NXT with all the posings and stuff. But, you know, typical average. I'm looking forward to next week, the 1 year celebration. So hopefully, I hope we're not going to see Alba Fire, but something tells me we're going to see Alba Fire.
It was a different take on a promo. It's the first time we've seen them really use like a FaceTime kind of call kind of concept. Not bad, different, whatever, nothing crazy. Now we're going to get a match between Anofi and Blade versus Pretty Deadly, and this is going to be for the tag team championships. You know, long story short, there was a couple of missed spots here, mostly by Blade, but Anofi delivered. He was awesome. That elbow drop was sickening. But Pretty Deadly was able to get the win. Good heel work, making sure they had separation. It looked like they fucked up the finish. I believe Anofi fucked up the finish. I thought they were supposed to go right away to the spilt milk, and it looked like a fuck up. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. It looked like a botch. But at the end of the day, Pretty Deadly picking up the win with the spilt milk, and they are still your NXT Tag Team Champions. What would you rate the match, Jay?
I'm going to go with 2. It was entertaining. I was actually on my heels watching this match. It was good.
Overall, it was a good match.
Blade had his moment, you know, the blockbuster to start the match, followed by Anofe with the elbow. That was a great way to kick off the match. It got me interested. So there was some good spots. Even Blade, you know, I know you say Anofe was the star, but Blade had that over the ring post moonsault on the outside on Pretty Deadly, which was a great spot. So even though he had some assists from the ring post, but it was great overall. It was an average match. It wasn't clean. It wasn't smooth. And I kind of enjoyed it. So it was okay. It was a 2 for me.
At the end of the day, I still think Anofi and Blade ended up looking better than they did when they went in, because they were, you know, giving Pretty Deadly a run for their money.
And their moves were in sync. When they clotheslined Pretty Deadly on the outside, it was in sync. When they body slammed those guys.
I only saw 1 or 2 things that were like offbeat, but the rest of the match was money. It was entertaining. It was high flying, fast action, and just good chemistry between everybody. All 4 guys seem like they have good chemistry, and I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch of this. Do you think they're going to end up taking the titles off Pretty Deadly? I don't think so, right? No. Okay.
No.
But you never know, because we're going to have another little segment later in the night. Real quick now, we're going to get into a promo from JD McDonough, and he actually used a little MJF inspiration tonight and basically said he is the devil. We'll get into that later tonight, because we're going to be talking about JD again at the end of the night. He was in the main event. Let's quickly get into that interview with Zoe Starks. She says, Nikita comes out, says she's sorry. It's all her fault that they lost. And Zoe tells her, no, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Says we have a rematch with them anyway. So there is a rematch coming. I don't know if they're going to win that rematch, but we're going to find out. And next, we're going to get real quickly into the Schism promo. The main message was that togetherness is the greatest accomplishment. And the big news out of all this was we're finally going to get to see who that person in that red hoodie was. And I have to say this, the last few weeks when they showed the person in the red hoodie, the person in the red hoodie was much smaller than the person that's standing at that podium right now. But that's a different story for a different day. At the end of the day, the person underneath the mask was none other than Simone Johnson, who is The Rock's daughter, and she made her WWE debut on NXT live as a member of the Schism. She actually picked up the microphone. She said her lines. She didn't stutter. I don't know if I believed everything she said, but I'm gonna give her a big chance, because she is The Rock's daughter and she has blood. She's part of the bloodline. End of story. I mean, so for that reason and that reason alone, she's gonna get my respect, because I acknowledge my tribal chief.
I'm not gonna acknowledge her, but wasn't this the greatest segment we've ever seen in NXT Live? Yes. Was this the surprise probably the entire year for NXT? Yes. Surprise of the moment? Yes. This certainly was.
And why don't you tell everybody what her name is? What's her NXT name?
Ava Raine. And I'm going to just stop you right there. This is not her first debut. Let's face it. She's debuted before, okay, just not on live TV.
Well, this is the real debut. This is the real debut.
She did have practice, so she has been working on the craft. Now, I'm not going to say I acknowledge her and go above and beyond because I have not seen her wrestle. And you know I'm going to critique her fucking ass, especially if you're the Rock story. I'm going to critique your motherfucking ass. So I'm going to put a hold on that. But the way she delivered this whole schism perfectly. Joe Gacy, over 10 years of experience in the indies, he definitely could get her on the right track and teach her the basics. So I am looking forward to this. Who will she fight on this? Hopefully we'll just see some of these Kiana James or Ariana Grace kind of people. But I need to see a match for this. But I love it. No stuttering. Delivered it perfectly. The smile. The only fuck up was I think she was supposed to go with her right hand like everybody, but she went left. But it's okay.
Well, maybe not. Maybe she's the woman and she does left. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. The schism's weird.
It didn't look in sync.
You got to remember, if they're a tree, trees grow differently. Men trees, plants, they grow a certain way, and then women plants grow a certain way. So
this
you never
was
know.
Great TV.
It was good, but
I thought it was going to be.
Isn't it crazy that now this is the first time that the schism has even been fucking remotely interesting?
Now people will have eyeballs on this whole story.
How happy do you think Joe Gacy and these other two guys are to be working with The Rock's daughter? Because now you know they're going to be meeting or hanging out with The Rock at some point this year. For sure.
We'll see.
For sure. I'm sure they're going to get plenty of Black Adam merchandise.
We'll see. Oh, gosh. No. Return.
We're going to get an interview with, I believe it's Indy Hartwell, Sol Ruka. They're interviewing Sol Ruka. Indy Hartwell is going to come and break it up, and then they're going to have a match coming up in a moment. But first, we're going to get a phone call live at the Performance Center. And you have reached the Performance Center. Please leave your name and number. The guy goes on to say, let go of all your pain, washing away your deepest fears. Listen with your eyes, sneaking with your ears. Watch as I come and leave my mark, as I plan to rip all of NXT apart. Sincerely yours, Scripps. Are you interested in this? Another teaser?
I'm interested in this. Hell yeah, I'm interested in it. Who's my prediction right now? I'm going to just throw this wild card. Right
CM Punk. CM Punk.
I'm going to say Malachi Black, Aleister Black. I'm going to just throw it out there and say, hey, that's Aleister Black right there. Why? Way. Because you could drag this to his freaking complete causes up, and that's it. Have him in there. You could drag this, so I wouldn't mind it.
Well, I think Aleister has re-signed with AEW, but I'm not concrete on that. So maybe
he has just risked his life, just as Matt and Jeff Hardy are risking their lives each and every night on that show.
I guess we're gonna find out. But now let's get into the match between Sol Ruka and Indy Hartwell. And let's be honest, this match was a joke. It was a squash match. Indy Hartwell wins quickly and strongly, and then Elektra comes out. She's back. She attacks Indy, and she says that everyone is in trouble. She's coming after everyone. Everyone on the roster is in trouble because Elektra is here, looking good. Let me just say the next segment, and then you can give me your thoughts on both real quick. The next segment was Chase U, and Brody's missing, but then Duke Hudson's there. Adam Chase goes off on him a little bit because he's not taking notes, and then Duke Hudson steals a pen from some student. This whole thing didn't even fucking make sense to me. Where's Brody? Why is Duke here? Who cares that he's stealing a pen? This, I don't know. I was not happy with it at all. So go ahead. Give me what you thought.
Sol Ruka has so much flexibility and athleticism that I've ever seen in the ring. And this is her second match, and her second match was as smooth as the first disaster match she had. The only problem is she fought Indy Hartwell, and I have been telling you this. Indy Hartwell cannot wrestle. I know Booker T was, she was in the reality of wrestling, and I know her that she could get her really on the right chart, and she's ready for main event roster. I agree with Booker T. She's ready for main event roster, not because of her wrestling skills, it's because we need more women roster to even form some sort of tag team. And only Indy Hartwell only shine in the tag team right by Candice LeRae, former NXT tag team champions. With that being said,
well, the rumor is that she's going back to help Candice LeRae.
I hope so, but this match was a shit show.
There was a tweet. Did you see the tweet today that Candice sent to Indy saying we never used to get jumped like this? It's a little Easter egg that's out there.
Did you see Candice last night on that interview talking like crap? Yes. Did we see Indy Hartwell wrestle like shit? Yes, we have. This match was nothing. It just shows Sol Ruka has this all what I just talked about in the beginning. This girl could be a player, but she's still green as hell.
No, she needs work, bro. She just got there.
I'm going to give this match a 0.
All right, awesome. Did you give a shit about the Chase U segment? Because I didn't give a shit about it.
Now, we all know deep down behind your t-shirt, you're wearing a Chase U shirt yourself. You're a biggest fan. I told you I was never a fan of this guy. Duke Cussin, I can't even believe he's still a player in NXT. So I don't know where this is going, but let's see where it goes. I'm not interested, but let's see.
Well, it's obviously going to lead to a match between Duke and Andre Chase. We'll see how long this gimmick is going to last. I actually like Andre Chase. I think he's good on the mic, but I want to see a different gimmick for him. We'll see if he's ever going to get the opportunity to get repackaged. We'll have to wait and see how his character progression goes and what they decide to do with him. Now we're going to get the main event, which is going to be a match between Dragunov and JD McDonough. But right before the match starts, they have to let us know that the Deadline pay-per-view is coming up. Countdown is on. NXT Deadline. I believe it's going to be... when did they say?
I'm not sure.
December, maybe? November? I don't know. Who fucking knows? I think it's December, to be honest with you, because they stretch out their shows a little longer than everybody else, and it's pretty much almost November anyway right now, so it's probably December. We're going to get also a real quick interview with Roxanne Perez. Says she's not sorry for what she did to Cora Jade. They're hyping up everything that happened. And then Odyssey Jones shows up in the back with his truck to pick up Anolfi and Blade. And obviously this means that, maybe we got a new faction here. What are your thoughts on Roxanne Perez, what she had to say? And Odyssey
First
Jones.
of all, one of the best video packages we have ever seen in Roxanne Perez.
All right, let's keep it that short.
She's telling us, I'm not going to keep it short, all right?
Man. Come on, we got 3 minutes left.
I got 3 minutes. Off of Roxanne Perez. First of all, Roxanne Perez showed facials tonight. I don't know if you noticed in the video. She showed facials. She talked about her former best friend. All the spots look great. I have told you this. She and WWE officials and I have all agreed that she is the next rising babyface star, whether you put her on Raw or SmackDown.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. She's a babyface because Cora Jade's a fucking heel. Yes. Yes, how about Odyssey Jones? Do you give a shit? Do you think this faction has legs?
No.
Okay, into the match. Main event time. Dragon versus JD McDonough. Also, Mandy Rose 1 year championship celebration coming up live next week on the USA Network. On maybe the hottest show in professional wrestling today, NXT. And you have to be there. Make sure you're there for the show. And then come right over to YouTube.com/wrestlingwithsavage right after the show. Or if YouTube's not your fancy, go over to Twitch, catch us on Facebook, or listen to us on Spotify in your fucking car. Anytime you can listen to me and Jay telling you the truth about professional wrestling every single Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Braun Breaker also returns next week live. R-Truth is going to have a match with Grayson Waller. I'm very excited about that match. Now, let's get into it. JD McDonough, Dragunov having a fucking crazy match. And this match had pay-per-view kind of feel to it, especially with the ending. It's very reminiscent of Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. And this match did a great job of showing everyone how dangerous JD McDonough is. Because Dragunov is very intimidating. He looks intimidating, he sounds intimidating, and JD McDonough is like half his size. And he was able to tame this machine. He was able to shut down this machine. He turned it off. He found the power switch and he turned it off on live TV on USA. JD McDonough showed out tonight in a hell of a fucking match. I'm not going to give it a 5. I'm going to give it a 4. I was very impressed with tonight's match. 4-star match, 4-star finish, great storytelling, great character development. These two guys put on a clinic in the UK for God knows how long, and now they're bringing that same act over to the United States. It's more refined. It's better than it's ever been. It feels fresh every time they fight. It doesn't feel like we see the same matches. How many people can you genuinely say that about in every single roster right now between Raw and SmackDown? And Dragunov, probably the most intense competitor in the company right now. The guy's on another level. He is on another planet. He is 100. He's like me. You know how I'm always like fucking just amped up, man, constantly? He is amped up every second of every moment of his life. And I love it, man. What would you rate the match?
No, I'm going to rate it a 3. And I'm going to give you my analysis right now.
Please do.
I don't like JD McDonough.
I know.
But But the match and him did shine tonight. Was it smooth? No. Was it smooth?
It doesn't need to be smooth for it to be real.
You know what killed it for me? I'll tell you what killed it for me. When Dragunov's on the outside, and all these medical personnel people are out there, and the referee's out there, JD's taunting in the ring, and then we go to a commercial. That was a buzzkill for me. I didn't like that. I thought it was too over the dramatic. It was too over the top. It's like, that's unnecessary. I would have just had him take the spot on the announcer table, stay there, down unhurt by himself, go to break, come back, trying to crawl back into the ring, and JD just bringing him down to the mat. But instead, we see all this so-called medical personnel. Buzzkill for me. Great spots. I didn't like the blood. I know it referenced to what you talked about, you know, Stone Cold Bret Hart, WrestleMania 13 Classic. Yes, I get that.
They broke that rule already. I guess the no blood rule.
I feel it was unnecessary, especially on the USA Network, especially in this match. You didn't need to put that kind of graphic when you're already telling the story that my man just got hurt to the ribs to the announcer.
In all fairness, when's the last time we've seen blood on NXT, if you know?
I haven't seen it.
It's been a while, right?
I haven't seen it unless it was only by accident.
So you gotta think.
But this was an accident.
I'm telling you right now that this was a shot. This was a shot to AEW deep down. This was Shawn Michaels saying, you know what? We can do blood too. We can do extreme too.
All I'm just saying, I'm not going to read it like that. I was just disappointed. The submission at the end, yes, it was a nice submission. But if you notice, JD didn't really have Dragunov's head. It was still loose when he was trying to grab him like that.
I think he was trying to show that he was putting pressure on like the brain or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but you got to hold the guy's head. You can't just not hold his head. You got to hold it. So it didn't look crisp. But I like the finisher. I like how he grabbed him. I'm not saying he didn't grab him on time. He did. But it was just a 3 for me. Was this match of the night? Yes, it was match of the night. Definitely. But JD comes off top. Where do I see this going? I don't see this going regardless. JD coming on top to another Braun Breaker JB program. I just don't see it.
I'll say this. This match was better than any match I saw on Raw last night.
Maybe.
The only match that was maybe better was maybe Elias and Gable. A little bit. I liked it. But to me, this match...
was like the main event.
Dude, think about it. First of all, who else do you see that comes out and starts a match with 3 German suplexes besides Brock fucking Lesnar? I mean, what a way to start off the match. Especially that third stalling German suplex. Dragunov is super fucking impressive. But tonight, like you said, JD shined. Who?
Claudio could do that. Claudio Castagnoli could start off a match with 3 suplexes.
Yeah, but you know what? Dragunov gives a better suplex.
Or the greatest luchador ever, Dominic Mysterio.
The greatest, yeah. Tonight, you didn't hear my call today, right? I got into Busted Open again earlier today. All right, and on Busted Open, Dave LaGreca was like, damn, man, Savage always knows how to get his take in. He just gave us so much in 2 minutes. Like, I went in on the phone call.
You gotta play it.
Did I record it? I might have. Let me see.
You didn't post it. I haven't seen it. I didn't even know you were on the Busted Open. Cool.
Here we go.
Dave LaGreca, Bully Ray, off the Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap album, Squealer by AC/DC. And we're talking a lot about Dominic and Rhea Ripley this morning and the Judgment.
You can hear it, Jay, right?
And it's definitely something that I think the nation is really digging as well, because we've gotten a lot of phone calls this morning wanting to talk about Dom and Rhea. Are you ready to get back out to the nation, Bully?
Absolutely.
Let's go out to Savage in Whitestone. Savage, what did you want to say about Dom?
Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Bully. I got a lot to say about Dom. I agree with you guys. Everything is hitting 100% organically with this. It's great to see him grow in the ring and the mic, the confidence. What I would love to see happen from all this is Dom and Rhea getting married, and I would love to see him take the Guerrero name. How about Rhea Ripley Guerrero? I would love to see that, a wedding. Ray crashes the wedding. There could be a lot. Like Bully says, there's a lot of different ways that they can go about this. Fantastic job on Monday Night Raw last night. Real quick, I just want to give a shout out to Elias and Corbin for getting big wins on Monday Night Raw. It got me hyped to see Elias actually come out and get a real entrance and looking serious. I'm hoping that they keep up with this. Chad Gable, also incredible athlete. Seth Rollins is the fucking man. How good are you when you can take control of the crowd with two studs in the ring putting on a banger, and yet the whole crowd is into you? I feel bad for every superstar last night because R-Truth took the energy out of the building. That was a great surprise. It was awesome to see him come back as his original self, cutting promos, rapping with the crowd. He ate everybody up. Everybody was loving it. It was really fun to see that. R-Truth looked incredible. Great surprise. Great Monday Night Raw. Didn't put me to sleep. And Rhea Ripley's a fucking star. That body slam last night was one of her most iconic moments, and it's going to be one that's talked about for a long time to come. Bully hit on the head. I said it last night. Very China-like. It was awesome and much needed. And she doesn't need a belt to be dominant. Judgment Day doesn't need anything right now. Like Bully said, what they're doing right now is way bigger than anything a championship can bring to the table. Just want to say, Bully, I can't wait to see you kick Matt Cardona's ass in December. I got VIP tickets for that show in Philly. Thank you guys for having me on. Love Busted Open. Dave, you killed it on NXT on Saturday. Awesome.
Thank you, Savage. Boy, Savage got his shit in on a Tuesday morning here on Busted Open. Savage, good call, though. And obviously, Savage, one of the 57% that, liked Monday Night Raw on your poll on Twitter last night.
Listen what they said about the wedding.
You mentioned something that I don't know. He talked about the wedding, and he talked about this maybe leading up to a wedding at some point. What are your thoughts on that?
The wedding would feel like jumping the shark.
Yes.
Yeah, not down with the wedding. Don't need to see a wedding. Don't want any part of that, at least right at this very moment. Everybody likes the hot shot stuff. How about a slow burn? How about a nice?
I can appreciate Bully's take right there, and a slow burn definitely makes sense. I'm not, the thing was with that call, I didn't mean for the wedding to take place like tomorrow. I'm talking about down the line maybe. But what do you think? What's your thoughts on like where Dom and Rhea are going? Do you see a wedding in the future? A real romance? What do you see happening?
Can't believe it's even gone that far with Bully and you, to be honest. But I wasn't even reading it like that. I was just more like, okay, she's just basically going to be like his little puppet, and she's the puppet master, and she's just going to manipulate him in whatever she wants, even if that means she wants to win the women's championship. So that's how I see it. I don't really see like a wedding type of thing or anything like that.
I don't see a wedding, but I wouldn't mind it if it's done right, because we haven't seen a good kind of wedding program, honestly, in my opinion, since like Triple H and Stephanie. That was the last good one that they did, in my opinion.
I just don't think it's necessary, man.
No, it's not necessary at all, and it's probably not going to go there, but that would be a fun concept, and I'm sure it's an option. And like they said earlier today on Busted Open, Dave mentioned that, I think it was Bully actually. Bully said bookers love options. And that's what they got with Dom and Rhea Ripley. They have a ton of options where they can go with the storyline. And it's going to get interesting. Tomorrow night, AEW. We're going to be here with Tom, me, hopefully Gilch. Gilch, thank you for being in the chat. Yeah, The Rock, he didn't show up on NXT tonight, but his daughter did. Yeah, she definitely does have long hair. She does look like him a little bit. Do you think she looks like him?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, right? It's like crazy. She's got the eyebrows. She's got the eyebrows, man. And yeah, I was definitely fucking fired up this morning, like I always am. I'm always ready to go, always amped up, always fired up. Especially as soon as I hear that bell and they say, Savage from Whitestone. I'm ready to fucking just go off on something like I always do.
Tomorrow.
I'll probably try to get on tomorrow, too, because I'm on the road again tomorrow. That's why I call so much. People probably wonder, how the fuck does this guy always get on? It's because I'm driving, an hour here, 2 hours there. I have time to call and be on hold. And I don't even have to hold that long anymore. They're pretty cool. Sometimes I have to hold. It depends.
I don't know how you do it, man.
It depends. I just try to get my take in there, man. When I call now, I'm going to start telling the guy, I got a savage take for you. You know, that's it. And that should be enough to get me on the air once in a blue. I'm not going to try to call every day anymore because, you know, I want to get some other people on the show as well. Hopefully I inspire some of the other callers to call in with more energy, man. I mean, we get people that are calling in, they sound like they're fucking sleeping. They need to drink their coffee and wake the fuck up. I don't even drink coffee and I'm fucking wired and ready. Always. I'm ready to go live on Busted Open 6 days a week. Anytime they want, Dave LaGreca can call me.
Tomorrow.
If you want the savage take on anything pro wrestling, Dave LaGreca, you have my number.
9 a.m.
You have my number. Call me up, man. I'd love to go live anytime. But that's why I do this. I go live here. This is my platform. This is Wrestling with Savage. This is Jay. This has been NXT results for October 25th, 2022. We'll see you here all tomorrow night for our special AEW episode. Everybody have a good night, and God bless. Take care. And don't forget, this is Wrestling with Savage.
And I just want to say, you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts. Max Caster, your future AEW champion. Fucking man. Yeah.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud to you live as the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage, smackdown. Hold the title, this is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.